Have you ever had the unshakable feeling that your life is on autopilot? Like you're moving through a script you didn't write, repeating patterns you swore you'd escaped, watching your deepest desires drift just out of reach, as if something unseen keeps rerouting your path? Here's the truth. It's not your imagination. It's not bad luck. And it's definitely not the universe ignoring you. It's a code. Not a metaphorical one. A real, measurable, vibrational code encoded in your subconscious. That's quietly instructing the quantum field on what to collapse into your reality. And unless you've consciously rewritten that code, it's still running, looping, broadcasting frequencies that attract more of what you've already lived. This isn't philosophy. This is physics. In quantum mechanics, we know that nothing exists as a fixed outcome until it is observed. This is the observer effect, a principle that shatters the very idea of a stable, objective world. But here's where it gets deeper. Your subconscious is always observing. Even when you're not aware, even when your conscious mind is saying, "I want abundance," your subconscious might still be transmitting, "I am not enough." And that, my friend, is what the field hears. The quantum field does not respond to what you say. It responds to who you are, beneath the thoughts, beneath the affirmations, at the frequency level of belief. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research on epigenetics shows us that nearly 95% of what we do, feel, and attract is governed not by conscious intention, but by subconscious programming, inherited, installed, and reinforced since childhood. But even more powerful than his findings is what they imply. Your biology is not your destiny. Your vibration is. And vibration is programmable. Right now you are projecting a vibrational identity into the field, not with your words, but with your emotional tone. Think of yourself as a quantum broadcaster, constantly emitting a signal that tells the universe what to reflect back to you. And here's the twist no one sees coming. Your subconscious doesn't just reflect the past. It chooses your version of the future. There are infinite versions of you right now, living completely different lives in the quantum soup of potential. The version that already healed. The version that already broke the pattern. The version that already lives the life you're craving. They're all real, they're all vibrating. But you can only collapse into the version that matches your current subconscious frequency. The truth is this. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you are. That's the code. And this code is not a concept. It's a frequency structure composed of memories, beliefs, expectations, and the emotional chemistry of your daily state. If you wake up feeling dread, guilt, or pressure, that's not just emotion, that's data, that's instruction, that's a quantum script, and the universe is the projector. You're not broken, you're not behind, you're not blocked. You're just vibrating the wrong code. But here's the miracle buried inside this mechanism. Codes can be rewritten, frequencies can be recalibrated, and once you shift the broadcast, once you alter the subconscious identity field, the external reality cannot help but reorganize. This is not visualization. This is not wishful thinking. This is quantum causality. The subconscious is the bridge between the invisible and the seen. It is the observer that collapses infinite potentials into one lived reality. And until you become conscious of the subconscious, you'll keep waking up in the same loop, calling it fate, calling it karma, calling it just how life is. But life isn't happening to you, it's responding to you. It's mirroring your deepest, most consistent frequency. So let me ask you, if your current life is a reflection of your subconscious code, do you like what it's showing you? If not, then welcome, because this isn't just a video. This is the beginning of your quantum override. In the next chapter, you'll discover exactly how that code was installed, and more importantly, how to disrupt it. I'll show you why the most powerful tools aren't logical, but vibrational, and why intention without frequency alignment is like trying to tune a radio with the wrong dial. We're going to get under the hood of the matrix, and you'll learn to speak the language the universe actually understands: identity, emotion, and energetic coherence. Take a breath, because the deeper you feel this, the faster the shift begins. Let's collapse into a new code. Most people believe they're thinking their own thoughts. They believe their preferences, reactions, and desires are the result of free will, conscious decisions, and maybe a little luck. But neuroscience and quantum biology are telling a different story, one far more unsettling and far more empowering. By the time you were 7 years old, your brain had already downloaded most of the programs that would run your adult life. Think of that for a moment. Before you even knew what a belief was, you were forming them, absorbing emotional blueprints from your parents, your environment, your culture. And those blueprints didn't just shape your worldview, they shaped your vibrational field in dust. Those early years, your brain is in a theta state, the same brainwave frequency used in deep hypnosis. You weren't just learning how to speak or walk. You were learning how to feel worthy, how to receive love, how to respond to fear, how to survive in a world you couldn't yet explain. And every single one of those learned emotional reactions got stored as vibration. They became the operating system of your subconscious. A script that runs silently but powerfully. A script that determines what relationships you attract, what opportunities you magnetize, what patterns you repeat, and what realities you collapse from the quantum field. And here's where things get quantum. That subconscious script doesn't just live in your brain, it lives in your nervous system, in your heart's electromagnetic field, in your hormonal chemistry. It's an embodied frequency. And the quantum field, the infinite intelligence that surrounds and connects all things, does not speak in words. It speaks in vibration. It's not hearing what you want. It's responding to what you are. This is why most manifestations don't work. Because people are trying to change their lives from the level of thought while still carrying the frequency of lack, fear, or unworthiness. They're visualizing abundance with a heart still resonating with poverty. They're affirming love while their body remembers betrayal. You can't outthink your vibration, but you can reprogram it. Joe Dispenza calls this breaking the habit of being yourself. Neville Goddard taught that you must live from the state of the wish fulfilled, not toward it. Because in quantum mechanics, the outcome you observe is shaped by the observer's state of being. In other words, reality conforms to identity. So how do you change identity? Not by forcing new thoughts, but by entering the subconscious, the place where frequency becomes fate, and shifting the emotional signal you're broadcasting. That's when the code starts to rewrite. And no, it doesn't require reliving all your trauma. It doesn't require years of talk therapy. What it requires is coherence, a synchronization between the heart, the brain, and your chosen future. You must become the vibration of your new reality, not just think about it. Now, let's get practical. You can start shifting your code by doing one simple but powerful thing. Begin noticing the emotional tone of your body before your mind tells a story about it. Are you tense? Anxious? Is your breath shallow? Is your chest tight? These are not random symptoms. They are vibrational echoes of the past trying to dictate your future. When you start interrupting that signal with conscious presence, with breath, with visualization, with new emotional anchors, you are no longer just reacting. You're reprogramming. You're hacking the frequency, and the field notices. This is how new timelines open. This is how the quantum field starts presenting synchronicities, new opportunities, and new mirror reflections of your new vibration. Now, if what you've just heard has opened something inside you, if you feel your internal script starting to loosen, drop it in the comments. I'm waking up to the code. Seriously. Say it. Type it. Anchor it. Your words carry vibration, and this is your first shift. And if you felt even one truth land deeply in your body right now, then you already know this isn't just a video, this is a remembering. So click subscribe, not for more content, but to stay inside this frequency. This is your space now, and I'm not building an audience here. I'm building a field. We're just getting started. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the actual collapse point, the moment when the quantum field crystallizes your chosen reality. You'll understand why the version of your life you want already exists and how to collapse into it, not through effort, but through alignment. There's a moment, invisible, instantaneous, and irreversible, when the quantum field crystallizes a possibility into your lived experience. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't come with fireworks, but it changes everything. This moment is called the collapse of the wave function. And understanding this isn't just a quantum physics lesson. It's the blueprint for how to shift timelines, realities, identities from the inside out. Let's simplify what's normally made confusing. In quantum mechanics, particles don't exist in a fixed state until they are observed. Until then, they are a cloud of probabilities, a wave of potential outcomes. This means that your life right now is not one predetermined path. It's a soup of infinite versions, waiting for a signal, and that signal is you. Not the you who tries to visualize once a day, not the you repeating affirmations, but the vibrational observer you are in every moment, through your emotions, your identity, your frequency. Here's where it gets real. The version of your life you most desire, it already exists in the field. Not metaphorically, not hopefully, literally. It is one of the many possible wave patterns the field can collapse into, but it will only do so when it gets the matching signal. The field doesn't care about your goals. It's not sentimental, it's not moral, it's mathematical, coherent, vibrationally precise. It reflects who you are being now. This is what physicist John Wheeler meant when he said we live in a participatory universe, one where the observer is not separate from the outcome but is the very cause of it. So when does the collapse happen? It happens the moment your identity matches your intention. It happens when the internal state of having becomes more dominant than the external state of waiting. When the emotional body experiences a future memory so deeply that the brain can't tell the difference between now and what's coming. This is why most people never collapse a new reality, because they're vibrating from the absence of the thing they want, not from the presence of it. You can't collapse abundance while being emotionally entangled with scarcity. You can't collapse love while being entangled with fear. That's not a punishment, it's resonance. Reality bends for coherence, and coherence is emotional alignment. So let me tell you a story. There was a woman, we'll call her Maya, who spent years trying to manifest a career breakthrough. She did everything right. Vision boards, gratitude journals, long meditations. But nothing changed. Until one night, in total emotional exhaustion, she gave up on trying and surrendered into being. She stopped visualizing the outcome and began embodying the version of herself who already had it. She adjusted her posture, her breath, her tone. She moved through the world as if it were already true, and something shifted. Emails came. Opportunities aligned. Her outer reality reorganized not because she did more, but because she became more. What changed? She entered vibrational coherence. She collapsed a wave. She became the observer whose state of being called forth a new reality. That moment can happen for you, not someday, not after a 21-day challenge. It can happen now. The moment you stop trying to get and start tuning into the version of you who already is. Because that version is real. It exists. It is you, in a parallel state, vibrating at a frequency your current identity may have forgotten. But you can remember. You can reconnect. And when you do, when that signal stabilizes, the field doesn't hesitate. It shifts. Instantly. Irreversibly. Precisely. That's the collapse point. Not just the moment your reality changes. The moment you change. In the next section, we're not just going to talk about this. We're going to practice it. You're going to experience a quantum technique, a frequency alignment protocol, that activates dormant energy, dissolves the old identity, and allows the new vibration to take hold. Now it's time to stop talking about the shift and start making it real. You've felt it, haven't you? That subtle inner hum, like something ancient and infinite inside you is starting to stir. Like a memory you never knew you had is beginning to surface. That's not coincidence. That's not suggestion. That's activation. Because when you truly understand that reality doesn't respond to thought, it responds to vibration. Something fundamental inside you begins to reorganize. You realize you've been walking through life with infinite power in your field, but unconscious of the switch that turns it on. Today, we flip that switch. This technique isn't complicated. In fact, its simplicity is part of its quantum precision. You're not trying to make something happen. You're shifting the frequency from which your life emerges. This is called the Quantum Coherence Protocol. Let's begin. Step 1. Anchor. In the heart field, close your eyes, unless you're driving, and bring all your awareness into the center of your chest. Not as an idea, but as a sensation. Breathe into that space slowly. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Again. As you do this, your brain waves begin to slow. Your nervous system starts to move into regulation. You are exiting the stress signature of your old timeline. Now, as your breath deepens, imagine your heart glowing. Yes, glowing. Radiating light outward in every direction. Imagine this light pulsing gently, expanding with each breath, like it's remembering who it truly is. This isn't visualization for the sake of imagery. This is frequency work. Your heart is generating an electromagnetic field that extends several feet beyond your body. When you shift this field into coherence, you create resonance with the quantum matrix. You become a beacon, broadcasting your chosen reality into the infinite. Stay there. Breathe. Feel it. Step 2. Enter the identity of the future. Self now. Ask your body one question, not your mind, your body. How does it feel to already be living the version of life I've been trying to attract? And then feel it. Don't analyze. Don't wait for a vision. Just breathe that version of you into your system, the version that is no longer seeking but already embodying. Who are you in that timeline? How do you walk? How do you speak? What is the emotion that floods your chest when you know it's already done? That's the access point. Because emotion is the signature of the future. Now amplify it. Turn up the volume. Let your nervous system bathe in the chemicals of completion, of abundance, of unconditional joy. Not because they're coming, but because they're here. Because you remembered how to feel it first. You're not trying to fool your brain. You're aligning your biology. And when your biology aligns with the vibrational signature of your future, the quantum field must mirror it. It's not magic. It's resonance. Step 3. Install the new code. Now we lock it in. With your heart still radiant and your future identity still vibrating, speak this out loud or silently. I am now broadcasting the frequency of my chosen reality. I am coherent, aligned, and remembered. The field is listening. I am receiving. Repeat that 3 times. Feel the words. Don't say them like an affirmation. Say them like an energetic fact, like you're declaring a code into the matrix. Because you are. This is more than mindset. This is energetic authorship. And here's the deeper truth. The moment you speak from the future, the past begins to lose its grip. Your cellular memory starts to rewrite. Your energetic architecture begins to upgrade. You're not fixing the old, you're replacing it. This is quantum replacement therapy, and it works. Step 4. Seal the transmission. Place one hand on your heart, one on your belly. Say this. I allow myself to remember who I really am. I am not becoming. I have arrived. This is the vibration I choose, and I stay here. Then breathe. 3 deep, grounded breaths. Let the new code integrate, and as you open your eyes, bring that version of you forward. Stand differently. Sit differently. Move like the future has already happened. Because energetically, it has. You've just collapsed into a new vibrational address. The field is now responding, and if this transmission lit something up inside you, don't just passively like, subscribe, not for the next video, but because this isn't a channel. It's a vibrational field you just joined, and we go deeper from here. Now, let the old timeline fall away. You're not in that script anymore. In the next block, we'll talk about how to keep this frequency active, how to stabilize the new code, and how to become a magnet for higher realities. Because transformation isn't just a moment, it's a frequency you stay in. Can you feel it? That shift in texture, that subtle but undeniable quietness in your body. Like something has finally exhaled. You're not the same person who clicked play on this video. And that's not poetry, that's physics. Because in the quantum field, every time you embody a new frequency, the field responds. Not later, not tomorrow. Now. So if something feels different, it's because it is. You've crossed a vibrational threshold. You've met the version of yourself who no longer seeks alignment, but radiates it. You didn't just visualize a new life. You stepped into it. You felt it in your body. You encoded it into your nervous system. You broadcasted it into the matrix. And that signal? It's alive. But let's be clear. This moment, this activation, is not the end of the journey. It's the door. The quantum field is infinite. It contains all possible versions of you, all timelines, all outcomes, all identities. And what you access today? It's one layer, one frequency shift, one collapse. The real transformation begins when you choose to sustain that signal. Because make no mistake, the old timeline will try to call you back. Not out of malice, not because you failed, but because vibration is habitual, familiar, addictive. The brain craves the known even when it hurts. Your nervous system might want to go back to the emotional chemistry of the past. Stress, doubt, struggle. Not because it's good, but because it's safe. But you're not here for safety anymore. You're here for expansion. And expansion doesn't mean more effort. It means deeper embodiment. It means choosing moment by moment to stay anchored in the version of you that already lives the truth you came here to remember. That truth is this: you don't have to earn your new reality. You just have to stabilize the frequency of the self who already has it. That's the core of quantum manifestation. It's not about convincing the universe. It's about becoming coherent with the version of yourself that the universe is already aligned with. You are not attracting anything. You are tuning yourself. So how do you keep tuning? You commit, not to a result, but to a resonance. You build rituals, not for discipline, but for calibration. You breathe intentionally. You move from presence. You speak from the future, even when the present contradicts it. Because coherence isn't a one-time feeling. It's a lifestyle. It's how you walk into a room, how you answer your messages, how you vibrate when no one is watching. And as you embody that vibration, again and again, you create a field around you. A gravitational pull that begins to reorganize everything. The right people show up. The timing becomes divine. The obstacles dissolve without explanation. Not because you forced anything, but because you finally stopped vibrating from the version of yourself who had to. Now, your only job is to stay in the signal. And when you drift, because you will, come back. Gently. Quickly. Powerfully. You now have the tools. You've activated the awareness. You've experienced the transmission. You don't need motivation. You have memory. Cellular, energetic, ancestral. So I want you to say this with me, not as a mantra, but as an imprint. I remember. I receive. I remain. And if you felt held, moved, or even just seen in this journey, then stay close. Hit subscribe not like a follower, but like a field builder. Because this space isn't just about learning. It's about remembering together. And I'm not just here to teach. I'm here to hold the frequency with you. We are not a community of seekers. We are observers collapsing new realities. And this field, our field, just got stronger because you are now part of it. So breathe in one last time, exhale the old script, and step forward into the timeline that was always waiting for your yes. The code is active. The signal is clean. The future is listening.